All right, hello everybody, and welcome to everyone's favorite SCCC or SCCC fan podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about how all of us got pictures with our lovely boy, our favorite boy, and how disappointed we are that Newbie lost. I'm here with my co-host Proud, fellow SCCC appreciator. Hello, Proud.
I've been appreciating him all day, and previously, even when I was sick, you may hear from my voice and any content that we have put out in the past week that I was an ailing lad. I was sitting in the doldrums, as they say. That's not how that's words used, but that's how bad it was that I had to reappropriate the way you use a word. And okay. I would sit in bed, coughing my heart out, and all I could think of was SCC. It was just all of his like confidence and the swagger he has about himself. And I would just picture that, and I would be like, if my throat could just have 1/10 of his just excellence, his dignity, his unwillingness to waver in the face of impossible odds. Like, there's no way I could let this sickness beat me. But I didn't. I didn't actually have any of that. So the sickness beat the shit out of me. The last night at TI was not fun. I just fell asleep. Everyone had fun. And that sucked. So I'm sad, but SCCC is great. Okay.
Agreed. Yeah. So Proud was really sick last week and is now on the mend. I am currently really sick. So
now
that's why
he's on the mend.
Yeah. And so that's why my voice sounds like utter garbage. And
yeah, dude, if I could have fucking been at karaoke, like, I killed my voice. Like, I destroyed it. Like, my voice was gone, but just my love for karaoke is so fucking deep. I was like, you know what? What if we then sound like what if Tom Waits lost his voice? And that's kind of what I woke up with the next day. It was not a good situation.
Yeah, it was rough. For context, Proud was talking to me via phone. Like, he would type things out. And
I stopped talking. Like, I literally went on my phone's notepad and I would write shit out and then hold it to people. And that's how I mostly just used it to tell jokes because that's all I do anyway. But
yeah, timing was very difficult though.
I was basically shit posting on my phone and showing it to people. That is more or less what I did at TI.
Yeah, I've been ominously made aware of the fact that there may or may not be one or multiple videos taken from the karaoke from our room by one person who will not be named. And that's like against the Geneva Convention or something, I'm pretty sure. But we will prevail. So obviously we're just back from TI. Hopefully everybody heard, or maybe didn't hear, the live recording from last week, whether you were there or whether you were at home enjoying, or at work or in the car or whatever, enjoying our live recording. That went super well. TI for me, I guess, this is just the intro. We'll do our Week in Dota pretty soon, but our intro is just going to talk about TI. Because we had a fun time. This was my second TI, because I went last year. Brad, this was what, your third? Or
fourth?
Fourth.
I'm a seasoned lad, dude.
You are. You got me beat. You got me doubled up, dude.
Yeah, I double you up.
Next year you won't be able to say that, though. Next year you'll just be +2.
No, yeah, it'll just be like a weird fractions thing.
Yeah, you'll 1 and I don't know how to do math. 1 and 66% me.
It'll be like 1 and 2/3. I don't know.
Yeah, I had a great time though. Last TI was super fun, but it was kind of new to me because it was my first time traveling alone. It was my first time meeting a lot of people. And this year, I think I had a lot more fun just because, .p specifically, right? We had way more people this year than last year.
Yeah, that's not wrong.
And I knew a lot of people. It was very fun. And I didn't have to stress about traveling like I did last year.
Yeah.
It was perfect. I was thrilled. And I cannot wait for TI8 at the very least.
Yeah, I'm super excited for my next Dota event because I'm actually just not going to cheer anymore. I'm not cheering. I'll fucking throw my hands together loud and make these fleshy, sloppy noises while my fucking stumps of hands just mash at each other to try to make the most thunderous sounds that I can do with just physical pressure coming out of my body. But I'm not going to scream anymore because then I can't do karaoke, and that's unacceptable. Dota's cool, don't get me wrong, but I just want to sing a song with Grouty. That's all I really want out of life. Yeah. So that's the goal for next time. The time after that we'll be playing. It'll be me up there with my lone druid, and then I'll lose in game 1, and I'll be like, "This is what I wanted my whole life." Yep. That's a distant dream like a potato. What else was that? Oh yeah, fucking. So did you listen to the episode that came out Monday or whatever?
Tuesday? I PM'd a few people that I knew were listening to it and to ask about audio quality and how bad it was, and they said it was great and the audio quality was not bad, and that's my only thing I've done with it because they recorded
it in the studio.
What are you? You're talking about Roland and Cyphus. I thought you were talking about our live show.
The one that came out.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, no, I listened to that at work today. Yeah, I thought you were talking about the live show for some reason.
No,
That's why
I would have identified it by that name. No, the one that came out. Yeah, I'm a little because like they they took all the time to do all the like fucking handshaking and like marathon, like getting through the marathon. You're holding your arms out like everything's great. But now we have to talk about Dota 2. But I also wanted to say a little thankaroo to all my friends. I think that's fair.
Sure, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, all right. Well, thanks everyone. The .p meetup was actually like unreal fucking dope. Like that was the coolest shit. And the fact that like we put like all this shit that that we do and Groudy does and all the community management and shit and like getting up to this point where I can just like go to a fucking like. I mean, the fact that it was a bar is pretty irrelevant, but just go to a place and there's like a bunch of people that I want to fucking talk to. Like, I fucking hate Dota people. Everyone in Dota sucks. Like, everyone in Dota 2 is fucking bad. And then we have this room that's just like a bunch of people where I like stop and talk. And then like, I have to get up and go to talk to some other people because I have more people I want to talk to. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to talk to Sam right now. Here I am. Like that was dope. So congratulations to everyone in .p for being a fucking like good person. All right.
That meetup was above expectations. It was absolutely wonderful. So I cannot wait for our next
Reddit one. Fucking get out of here. That one's fucking sucked. The .p one was dope as shit because it was people that I like and people that like me.
The Reddit one was fun because we diverted from the Reddit. Did you come to the Reddit one?
Yeah. I played like Street Fighter and I played on a fucking King of Fighters machine that like the fucking button inputs didn't work. It was absurd.
The Reddit meetup was particularly fun because like an hour in, the .p people like completely sectioned themselves off and went to a completely different spot. And it was like completely divorced from the whole Reddit. I was there
with you. Man, you were fucking drunk. We like conversed.
Potentially. We did. Yeah. Oh, yes. Now I remember this. Yeah, and then we left together with Nathan.
I played fucking DDR with D2 Bowie's cameraman.
Yeah, to be fair, I was never sitting at like your table at that event. I think I barely spoke to you.
Okay, anyway.
Also, I was fine, and then people started giving me things.
Whatever.
And, but yeah,
right,
so both the meetups were fun.
Great. Yep.
Let's talk about TI the event rather than just our like.
I guess do we have something or like because like we haven't really talked about Dota on our entire podcast for like a long time.
Well, yeah, I know. I was gonna say let's talk about Dota, like TI's Dota, the games and whatnot.
Okay. Are we talking about like Theorycraft stuff or just like the games were good?
No, I mean like the like hero picks and whatnot. Like what were you surprised by?
Good. Last fucking episode, I had to be like, no, let's not talk about the fucking viewing experience. Let's talk about fucking Dota.
A lot of people were like, "Oh, the production is so bad," and I'm like, "I guess." Like I didn't notice.
No care about that conversation. All right, so hero picks and shit. Anything fun to say?
I do think, and I mentioned this on the live show last week, but I'm very disappointed that Bane has not come out yet. And I feel like he's legitimately underrated.
Yeah, he didn't come out. There's a finale. Yes. There's a period to that sentence.
Yes. Other than that, I don't have it up right now. I was kind of surprised Shadow Shaman was picked so often.
Really? Because he was trending super hard. That's like, anyone who's paying any fucking attention would not surprise them.
I guess. He's
good. He's been getting a shit ton of play in China this whole time. He has crowd control built into him. He zones and he pushes. Like, what's not to fucking like, dude? Name one thing. He's got Bane's ulti like at level 1. Yeah, like, why am I gonna pick Bane? I have Shadow Shaman. He's got fucking Bane's ulti and then an actual ulti. It's wild good.
Yeah, you know me, like I've never been a believer in Bane. Just period, point blank.
Bane?
No, I mean, sorry, Shadow Shaman. I'm like all doped up on Robitussin, dude. I'm so sick.
Well, that's probably trying to get you, it's like letting you see the truth, like you got woke on Robitussin.
That seems unlikely. But yeah, I've just never been a believer in Shadow Shaman. Like we have a bunch of friends that play a ton of Shadow Shaman. And just historically, even when the hero is good, I've not been a big believer.
One friend, but that's fine.
Well, Skrunk loves Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, that's the one.
Flub likes Shadow Shaman.
I guess he's not like a Shadow Shaman player.
I probably know other people that play Shadow Shaman.
Probably. All right, let's go on. So you're surprised about Shadow Shaman?
I was surprised about AA
because he's mad good. Yeah, AA is certainly
AA was
surprising.
the sleeper.
Yeah, he also started getting play like at that at the DreamHack little tournament that Liquid won beforehand. AA was also seeing a bit of pickup, and that was kind of in turn with all the Faceless Void that was coming out as well. And just like, I mean, just how like meta works in general. Like the more I play Dota 2 and see all these meta shifts, especially now that this role of a 4 is like, there is a 4 now. There's not just your support and then your support that gets farmed. There's a 4 that does shit, and then there's a 5 that does like distinctly different shit. Like it's a different role now. It's not just you have, one of each role and then 2 supports. Like it's a different fucking thing. And the more we have that, the more interplay I'm seeing between like what you need from a 4, what you need from a 5, what you need from a 3, and like some of these heroes coming out and then coming back in is not really based on their own merits. It's just based on what the like meta 3s and 4s or 5s, like when one of those heroes is really good, whatever they supply for your team, heroes and other roles that supply different things are just like immediately moved up drastically in the in the like totem pole of value.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Was there any like big surprise for you, especially like safe laner wise? I feel like there weren't a lot of surprises.
The Lycan getting so much success was pretty,
especially with Necrobook.
Yeah, the Necrobook I think was definitely surprising, because like Necrobook is one of those like I like to think of it as a
dead item.
No, it's like
terrible.
It's like kind of an all in kind of thing. But I imagine it like you're kind of like ramping up, and then that's like your ignition. Like as soon as you like you're revving your car the whole time, and then like when you're playing fucking like Mario Kart or whatever, where you like the 3, 2, 1, then you have to hit like you hit the A button, like go accelerate on like the exact right time, and that's like getting your Necrobook. Like the second you do it and you start going, like that's your speed, and you don't want to lose it. It's not like a dead end item so much as like, all right, now I got Necrobook, now we win at this point. Like as soon as you identify, like as soon as you as soon as someone exposes your throat, you just fucking go for it. It's not like a dead end. It's like, all right, well, if I fucking pierce their throat, like they die, I win. Like thinking of it as a dead end item isn't so much what I would like to put it more as just like, all right, and now we win item.
Okay, that's fair.
Does that make sense? It's like you need to find a good timing for it. It's kind of like a weird thing to say, but yeah, it's like an all in kind of strategy. But people were scaling with it pretty well, and the fact that the 1 has moved once again more to the not I don't want to say space maker-y kind of hero, but in general, like you're not quite as dependent on like an anti-mage carry isn't going to be quite as like what you're looking for. Like a Spectre isn't going to get picked, and obviously didn't get picked at all. You want something that's like a carry that's going to have efficacy no matter what. And on Lycan, if you have your Necrobook, like they're going to do Necrobook things. Like there's 650 movement speed units that fucking, when you kill them, they do like 1,000 damage to someone. And the other one has like a little mana burn thing. And that got nerfed before TI2, right? Like they nerfed, which was fucking bizarre, but apparently they knew what they were doing.
They buffed if I recall correctly, and I don't have the changelog for Necronomicon up right now, but they've buffed the individual units recently in like the last few patches, but they did make that big nerf to mana burn like a while ago.
No, it was like extremely recently. I'm checking out. I went to the fucking Lycan page to figure out what they did with Necronomicon. That is how worthless this item is.
Yeah, because I yearn for the days of Necrobook Invoker, because I love the stats on Necrobook. Like, it's like, okay, you tank up with some strength, you get a bunch of damage from your int, you get a bunch of mana pool. Too bad it sucks.
Did you cough?
Except apparently not. But it definitely still sucks on Invoker. I had an Atos Invoker in one of my games today. Oh my god, what a terrible, like, frickin', it's like the Yule's gimmick build, but worse.
Yeah.
Oh god. Like, Atos was a big item for TI, but I feel like people are now trying to use it a little liberally.
Yeah.
This is a big item on like Necrophos.
I can't see where the change for this thing is.
I'll find it.
I know that they. I mean, I'm looking. I'm in the changelog right now, and it's telling me the summoning duration changed, but the mana burn cooldown went down to 7 seconds, but it being like the drop in and how much it burned is not showing up. It used to be like 300 or something, right? Swear to God this existed. Anyway, just look at some old patches. I'm sure you'll find it.
Yeah, I'm skimming it. Oh, okay. 6.42. Reduce mana burn from 200, 250, 300 to 125, 175, 225.
Okay, yeah, so it used to be 300. Okay, all right, cool.
That's
yeah, so
mad long ago, like I said.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay.
But see, this is what they reduced the mana burn recently. That may be the.
Okay. All right.
They gave it more damage, but less mana burn. So it's more. It's like the same overall damage. It just does not have as much of the mana burn thing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That makes sense. That's acceptable.
Regardless, they nerfed it a bunch, and then they buffed it a bunch, and now it's kind of back in a weird place where like Lycan's buying it, and that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, the Lycan's kind of weird. I mean, obviously, if you have Night Stalker, Lycan's going to be mad fucking good because at night, Howl is twice as good, which is a very cute flavor thing, but also is like fucking mad broken, dude. Like, that's it's super good. It's incredibly good.
I feel like those kind of daytime, nighttime strats, as they were talking about on the Tuesday show, are unique, and they're meant to be unique, but now that they're kind of more like widespread, like what's the best way to word this, when more mechanics get involved in day night cycle,
an obvious thing, like it's not very cool when a skill sorry, go on.
I feel like it's a little niche thing. Is like it used to be like a couple heroes benefit, like, oh man, he is really good at night, or he is good at day.
Still is, you know.
Now there's way more things where it's like, all right,
name them.
Okay, so Luna has wildly better vision at night, right? Slark better vision at night.
Okay, I mean, there's some heroes that have night vision. Sure, there's 2 or 3.
Yeah, Moonshard also has night vision. Night Stalker. Hal didn't used to be like. Hal didn't used to be like that.
Night Stalker and Lycan and then Coddle are the only heroes that really care about the day-night cycle. I mean, a couple heroes have more vision in it, but that's not like.
I guess
super crazy. I'm just like, you can't have a day-night draft is what I'm saying. Like, you can't have. I mean, you can have a combo, but there's no like daytime draft. There's no nighttime draft. There's some heroes that like minorly feed to it, but I agree that the more things they add that are just like this thing's good at night, pivotal with Night Stalker, like that's less interesting because the kind of idea of like like the appeal of that is that it's like so bizarre and it's so like you need to kind of intuit your way into figuring out like how to do it and what heroes are better at night just like by nature of their skill kit, not like oh well this guy does more damage at nighttime so he's better at night, like oh fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think of like vision strats. Like those are generally strats that you want to be. That's a very general thing where like there's a lot of vision strats, and all of them benefit from either being vision strats that create vision and are fine at night because the enemy team does not have vision, or they're vision strats that abuse daytime with things like eagles and whatnot from Beastmaster.
Inferno wards and like
exactly. And like vision was a really big part of this TI. As much as like vision's always important in Dota, right?
Yeah.
But this TI, I think we saw, like I was talking to Fafnir in the .p Discord the other day, and he was just bringing up like Venomancer. Like Venomancer was a good hero overall, but the big thing for Veno was just like he gives you an absurd amount of on-demand vision. Yeah. And that was a huge boon for the hero.
Yeah. I mean, that was also with Lycan. Like, the Wolves give so much incredibly valuable scouting information. And that's kind of one of the really hard things about playing Lycan is, one, you want to be scouting with your Wolves, but also Lycan farms slow as shit. And the way that you farm with Lycan is you farm the jungle on your hero, and then you just, like, last hit and lane with your Wolves. But if you do that, you're not getting vision. So a lot of the Lycans in game, like, they just didn't, like, use that micro. They just move the Wolves around to, like, see people and just, like, farm slowly on their hero. But it's fine because your mid had an extra creep the whole fucking laning stage. So they're the highest net worth in the game anyways, and you're just, like, this auxiliary core compared to your, like, Queen of Pain with 18 slots.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's see. Any other big TI surprises you had? I was kind of not surprised, but happy to see Kunkka being played a lot. Some of the Chinese teams brought him hardcore out because we saw, like you were just talking about, how 4s are much more dedicated now. Yeah. Kunkka 4 was really big last TI, but it was played in a completely opposite way to Kunkka 4 this TI. And Kunkka was being played by very specific teams, like Kaka was playing a ton of Kunkka, and some other Chinese teams were playing Kunkka. And that was super interesting to watch because they were playing him, like last TI was the Lanham build with like phase boots and you scale into a core with an armlet. This TI you had a lot of like, oh, they picked Bat Rider, so I'm going to pick Kunkka and I'm going to X mark and then I'm going to, break the last O or whatever. Or it's like, oh, well, we picked
and shit like that.
Yeah, or like you combo like, all right, we picked Oracle Kunkka as our 4 and 5, then we picked a Death Prophet mid, and now she is impervious to any and all damage and takes nothing, and it's just like unkillable. Can we talk about that for a second?
Because that's like mad cool, and I didn't think about it until I saw it.
Me neither. Well, yeah, so the idea behind it is that Kunkka's ult gives the rum buff to anybody affected on the allied team, which makes them take 50% damage, and then they take the last bits of the damage at the end. So that's why you'll see, like, if you're a Kunkka and you're leaving a fight and you have 200 health, oftentimes you'll be down to 1 HP by the end of it, because you are slowly receiving the damage that you took earlier, but because of the rum buff, you're taking it delayed.
Yeah.
And just similar to like Venomancer ult, like it cannot kill you, but it will just bring you down to 1 HP. So,
so it offloads a lot of the damage that you're going to be taking into like this like little fucking like a jug that's off somewhere in the fucking ether.
Yeah, sure. I don't know about that.
It's a jug because it's Kunkka.
Well, I mean, it's just like you're drunk, so you don't notice the damage you're taking, so you don't take it.
I'm talking about like the way it actually like works. Because if you were taking the damage, you would still fucking die. It's not like if I get stabbed and I'm just drunk, I'm just like, I don't actually need my heart until I sober up, and then I'll die.
Like, well, maybe it's like you get stabbed in like the shin, and it's like, oh, okay,
what if
I didn't know about that.
A fucking hero has a thing that stabs you in the heart? All right, because like if Death Prophet dies, it's because she got hit by a lot of fucking shit. Like you can't just drink off getting hit by a lot of shit. I'm letting them know that there's some mythical properties here, and I'm fucking personifying it with a fucking jug. Okay.
Well, it's like people that have like adrenaline highs, they will like be resistant to.
If you cut someone's head off, I don't care how much fucking.
Okay, all right.
Hot 6 you got going in your body. That was a energy drink from a StarCraft tournament, and I don't know. Also MVP Hot 6, but that was the first energy drink in my mind. I am fucking esports, dude.
Okay, all right. Well, regardless, you take delayed damage, and Oracle heals you, and with his ult, it. God, excuse me, freaking dying over here.
Yeah, do you want
Oracle's
me to explain
ult,
it because you're dying?
Sure, go for it.
All right, yeah. So, and then Oracle's ulti, of course, puts a little thing on you. It means that your health will not change, but it tallies up all the damage and the healing that you're gonna take. But there's like, there's kind of like an order of operations to how shit works. So, like Oracle's thing takes, or rather, Kunkka's rum buff, it like shaves off half the damage you're going to take. And then whatever half that you do take, that's what Oracle's thing is going to take into account. So you straight up, like during the duration of Oracle's ultimate, like even if you're really, like if you're at 200 health and Oracle ults you, even if you take 4,000 fucking damage, that's all going to be cut down to 2,000, and then it's also loaded into Oracle's ulti, and Oracle's also healing the shit out of you. So if Oracle just manages to, and that's like doubled. So if Oracle manages to only heal you for 1,000, which is like, basically 3 casts of his E plus, your Death Prophet, you heal yourself up yourself. At the end of Oracle's buff, like you will be ahead on health, which is fucking absurd. And then after Coco's rum, falls off, would you even take damage because it was cut off by the Oracle ulti? I'm pretty sure you'd still take the damage delayed.
I'm honestly not sure.
Anyway, whether or not you would, it's still dumb fucking crazy. So the idea is Coco's rum cuts that damage off. Oracle's ulti is supposed to take into account the damage that you take, and then you fucking it's kind of like Shallow Grave. Like, yeah, you're alive for now, but at the end of this shit, like you're gonna pay for it. But Coco's rum is just like, no, don't worry, he's with me. He doesn't gotta pay for anything. Everything's fine. They don't gotta pay shit. And you just live for fucking free. Like, you just, for free, take fucking half damage and live through hell. It's absurdly broken and way fucking cool.
And with Death Prophet specifically, that allows the Oracle to put his disarm on the Death Prophet, because she doesn't need to auto-attack. And
that's
means
just another little synergy, yeah.
Yeah, and there's even more synergy with that. So we saw a bit of that. We didn't see it later in the tournament, because I think it got kind of figured out, and Uncle wasn't really high pick rate late in the tournament, but it was still dope.
Later in the tournament kind of stuff, people were just like, oh god, later in the tournament all teams pick the same things. Like, well, one, the tournament has its own meta, and like if one team likes playing something, the other team is gonna play it too, just to take it away from them, so on and so forth. But also, like, as the tournament goes on, there's less teams, and the less teams there are, the less like different kind of picks there. Like, if Liquid wants to get Coddle for GH every game and they are playing 3 losers bracket games in the finals, like, you're gonna see Coddle 3 times in a row. That doesn't mean Coddle is like, fucking crazy and every team is playing Coddle and it's stupid as shit and Coddle needs nerfed. It means like the one person that you were seeing repeatedly really fucking likes Coddle.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Okay.
Anything else? I like the Kunkka thing. That was good. You're so smart.
I try.
Yeah.
Are there any other big things? Do you want to talk about PL a bit? Because I know you're like the PL player, and he was a kind of weird hero for me to watch.
Yeah. I'm still not sure how I feel about PL. I played him recently, and I think he fucking sucks. But I still think that he may be good without Manta, and that was like the going consensus for all. I mean, I'm kind of just repeating myself, but like every game of PL, people got Manta. I mean, PL lost a lot of games, but it was just kind of like, you know, the slow march toward victory PL, where you just like get hella tanky, try to get ahead, get, you know, Diffusal, Travels, Manta, and then like, you know, just try to end the game. Like this one game that was won by MP, like he literally just had Diffusal, Travels, Manta, and then they won the game at like, you know, 35 minutes or whatever. I feel like if you don't do really well on this hero, he falls off and he's shitty. And that's just kind of it. I don't think he's good. I, in fact, think that he's bad. There's definitely some way to play him without Manta that's viable. Like, the reason that PL sucks, and the reason that you say, okay, well, if you don't have Manta, and then PL's like, you just get caught, and then you're here that doesn't do anything that also gets caught. But, like, PL's issue is he doesn't do damage. Like, he burns mana, and that does damage, like, up to 25 minutes, and then after then, it's like, alright, his damage falls off because you have no damage scaling, because all you fucking do is spawn illusions that hit for 2 fucking damage, and then burn for 16. Like, that doesn't fucking matter. But the reason that he doesn't do anything past that is because you built a Manta next, and Manta just gives you more shit to burn with, and then also doubles your guys up, you know, every so often.
Yeah.
And then you go survivability item next. So like the slot you have for a damage item, you're spending on like, I'm gonna add more illusions, but like you have enough, you have them, you're okay. But if you need to get out of a silence, like Manta's obviously super cool, but like not every hero goes Manta, you know? Like surely there is a way for PL to not go Manta. Like if you put a Basher in that slot, or an MKB, or like, I don't know, a fucking Deso, like I don't know. There's gotta be something that he could go, an earlier Butterfly. I don't fucking know. Maelstrom, maybe go Maelstrom first so he farms fast. You get like fucking Treads, Maelstrom, Diffusal, and then like a BKB after. I don't fucking know. There's something to this hero that we can figure out with some kind of build. I feel like just not enough experimentation has been done. But I don't also feel like there's enough reason to experiment on him unless you really like the hero. Which I kind of do, but I also like this Monkey King shit I'm playing.
Okay, I think probably my last thing I want to talk about as far as heroes at TI is Winter Wyvern. Because I was talking, a couple people asked me about at the event and on Discord what I thought about the hero, because clearly people were realizing that Winter Wyvern's good, but then after like group stages, people realized like, oh hey, the hero is actually really super counterable, and I just want to kind of clarify why the hero has a 0% win rate over the event or over the main stage. Just because I still think the hero is strong. I just think the development of Force Staff being in like on every single hero between Hurricane Pike and Force Staff made it so a lot you could really abuse the Winter Wyvern ult, and you could, for instance, if you Wyvern ult somebody and you have a hero outside of the ult with the Force Staff, you can Force Staff the ulted person, and the person who was attacking the ulted person will stop that because they're no longer in the AoE. Or vice versa, you can Force Staff the person who is attacking the person out of that. So that was a super abusable way to just like nullify the Winter Wyvern ult in a lot of cases.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna like test that right now real quick. Not that I don't believe you, but it's just like such a fucking wild thing.
Yeah, feel free to test it because maybe I'm wrong. But the hero in general was just being figured out, and it had I would say maybe the most obvious case of being figured out of any hero I would watch at the event. Whereas, like, all right, a bunch of teams were picking her a lot, and then suddenly people were like, yep, no, this hero sucks, good game. And, like, granted, some of the teams that were playing it got kicked out, like EG, but even EG, they lost with it over and over again, right? So, that's Winter Wyvern for you. Also, like, with Dragonlance and all that, it's very simple to just not be grouped up as much.
Yeah, it doesn't really work.
It doesn't really work?
No, you can't force someone out of that.
Huh. Well, at least it stops them from attacking in the sense that they have to chase the person down.
Yeah, I mean, if they're a ranged hero and then I Force Staffed the guy that I like let's say a Drow was attacking the person at the edge and then I Force Staffed a person, then yeah, that would work. But like a melee hero or whatever.
Oh yeah, a melee hero wouldn't work. Yeah, because it's just like you need to Force Staff them twice in unison somehow magically. Like if you had, that's not really applicable, but it does work with ranged heroes, right? Like if a Drow is attacking a Dragon Knight and you Force Staff the Dragon Knight, the Drow will be like, oh, hey, I'm not cursed anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'm actually doing that right now. Let's see. Let's fucking see. Free spells. Here we go, baby. Okay, looks good so far. Wait, orient this axe a little bit. Looking good. Drow, get on the edge there. Looks good. Looks good, everyone.
I'm waiting with bated breath.
Nah, Drow's still all about it.
Really?
Yeah, she's all about it.
Regardless, all
right.
Winter Wyvern fell off a lot, and Forceps still quite good against her. But yeah, so that's my kind of 2 cents of Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely still disruptive to the ulti. Like, Axe took way less damage, but she just seems like she's really good. It's just, I don't know. She's one of those heroes that there's like not even like Jakiro where there's like a cast animation to what he does, but just like every single action she takes, the positioning is so dependent. Yeah, it's obvious, and there's like you can tell ahead of time what it's doing, or it gives you a lot of time to react to it. Like Cold Embrace, someone can't move for 4 seconds. Yeah, it's a mad fucking good ability. But when you get to the higher levels of Dota, like not only is vision better, but vision is better because information is better. And the second I cold embrace you, you know exactly what a motherfucker is doing for the next 4 seconds. And they can still take magic damage, which is, welcome to this entire fucking event. Magic damage. Except for Sven, which goes through armor because it cleaves. But that doesn't have any effect on cold embrace. I just wanted to say it.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts? I hate TI because my pubs are ruined. We'll see about it in this game coming up.
Great.
But every single pub I've played, actually I shouldn't say every single one, but all the ones I played today have had either a Necrophos in them or a freaking Bloodseeker in them. And
my game's already had Necrophoses and
that's true. I was seeing a lot of Necro, but I was not seeing nearly as much Bloodseeker as I am now.
The Seeker is way more common. It's just I normally play carry, so I just keep getting these dudes who because I mean in pubs you still need to play like it's a pub, right? The reason that people have these ones that go buck stupid, and then why you can play a one position Bloodseeker on No Tail or whatever, is because you are investing way less in your safe lane because you only have maybe one support that might even show up there. Or your lanes are rotating around so much that like you're aggro duoing, and then you have a solo safe Bloodseeker, and then you're duoing to make sure that your mid does well. So that makes up for the fact that, Bloodseeker is a shitty carry, but he does so well in lane that, he's good to run in your safe lane. But then you go to a pub and then either tri-laning a fucking Bloodseeker while your mid gets rummaged over, and then this dude has like fucking Brown Boots Radiance at 13 minutes and just dies because there's no one there to back him up. Like, yeah, you're going to fucking lose every game of Dota 2 you ever play. So that's why I love it.
Or the opposite, because like you have this similar thing where you don't have any attention on your safe lane because you have like one support and then the other one's jungling, and so then same thing, you need a safe laner that can 1v1 the off laner basically.
And they pick anti-mage or something and you fucking lose.
Yeah, whatever. No, I mean, so like you're talking about how like in No Tail and whatever, they would just leave him to leave the Bloodseeker to 1v1 the off laner.
Yeah,
now like in pubs you still
think you'd run Bloodseeker.
In pubs, you still have that sometimes because it's like, oh, we have a jungler, so we can't pick like an AM. We have to pick like a Bloodseeker. And also, I feel like there's a element of...
Yeah, but that's good. That's like a good change if people identify that and are just
like, it's a good change, but not when they're on the enemy team and I lose to it.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're complaining about enemies that are good, not teammates that are bad.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he just wanted to play Bloodseeker. I feel like, so my primary issue with these heroes is just that the increased visibility of TI... Yeah. Where it's like somebody sees Bloodseeker and they're like, oh man, I haven't played the hero in a long time. And now suddenly they play 10 games of Bloodseeker and it's like, wow, I hate Dota. This sucks. Same with Necrophos. People forget about Necrophos for so long and it's like, oh wait, people pick him a lot at TI, people a lot of pick him at like recent tournaments. It's like, okay, now we remember this hero as a thing, let's play him a bunch and be dead for like 150 seconds at a time.
It's not even remember, like he's had a great win rate and pretty good pick rate. It's just like
he has.
No one actually could figure out like, okay, like where do we lane this guy? Because he's not a great mid, he's not a great safe laner, but he's actually just so fucking broken you can put him mid, and the fact that he's not a great mid doesn't matter because he's just good. I won't lie. I've been playing Necrophos mid lately. Like if I need to pick, like if I'm losing gold and I need to be mid, I'll just like fuck it, first pick Necrophos, whatever. They might not know it's a mid, and no matter what, it's gonna go well. Like it loses to Quap, but beyond that, and I don't really care. It's fine. But I mean, the hero's good, man. I've been enjoying this, and the fucking dude, seeing people like hold a fairy fire in their inventory so that you can activate Ghost Shroud and then fairy fire yourself. Holy shit, that is so cool.
I did not realize that was a thing. I missed that.
Yeah, so Ghost Shroud, I need to call All right, I coughed.
Okay.
Ghost Shroud. Here we go. Increases the amount that you get healed by 75%. That includes regen, like your base regen and shit. That includes your heal from your Q.
Yeah.
And base regen, of course, is also the regen that you get from your death pulse. And items like Wand and Mech and Fairy Fire. So when you activate Fairy Fire, what is Fairy Fire? It's like 75,
75 health.
Yeah, 75.
I never thought about that.
Yeah. And neither did I. I just didn't think about it. But yeah, 75 times 1.75. That's a number. I'll mirror back.
It's like 130 probably. Man, it's really hard recording a podcast with two sick people. I just want to. I apologize to any and all listeners for how.
Yeah, 130, 131. Good shit. I mean,
dude,
I'm fine.
I guess that.
You're
my god, dude, I'm a math god.
Good job. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it. It's just you. I mean, I coughed once, but it's fine, dude. Don't fucking complain.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna complain. All right,
Okay.
I've had to restrain myself from just complaining about it on Twitter.
It's been like 35 minutes.
That's fine. That's fine.
I agree. Just don't want you to cut me short. Yeah,
we're gonna play the game. So what hero are you gonna play? You're gonna play Monkey King, and now explain why.
I'm probably gonna play Monkey King. Yeah, so we saw Miracle play Monkey King, and Monkey King safe lane. And he kind of got shit on, so he didn't go Battle Fury. He may not have wanted to go Battle Fury in the first place, but I'm going to hope that he did. The other Monkey King games that he played, he was going Treads as well, and that's great. I love Treads on Monkey King. That's actually the way that you're supposed to do it. I won't go too in depth on it because I talked about it a little bit on Tuesday, and I'll talk about it more when we're done. But the general idea is you go Treads and you go Battle Fury, and then you just kind of like rack up a bunch of very good items. Monkey King is very similar to Sven in that he has one or two really great attributes about him that are like wildly broken, overpowered, but you need to add several properties to your character to give them the tools they need to like actually flex the abilities that he already has like to their full potential. So the fact that if I hit 4 people, or if I hit someone 4 times, then I get extra damage for my next 4 hits. Like there's a lot of fucking ifs, and also you need to get 8 auto attacks for that to get maximum efficiency. Like that doesn't happen easily. And then also like your ulti does these auto attack things, and it synergizes with certain items. And then your boundless strike is this fucking nuke that is based off your attack damage, but not affected by your attack speed. And there's just like a lot of very weird things about a core Monkey King. Plus he has no armor. Like he needs a lot of different pieces to like put together to become like the ultimate Megazord Voltron motherfucker that's actually going to win a game. If you play this kind of half measure pussyfoot and bullshit where you just have like phase boot Echo Saber and then like you expect to win the game off that, like great, you got a double hit off. Guess what? You do 110 damage, you still need 2 more hits, and then you proc your Jingu, and then you're allowed to do damage. Like that's a lot of fucking steps to get where you need to be. Like you can't just do that and say that's my hero. No, you need to get fucking like you need to have a plan to get from like A to B to C to D to E to you gotta get that going. You can't just go like A to B and then just assume that that's going to carry you through. And so every Monkey King starts out 3-0 and then ends the game like 4-11.
Okay, that's fair.
So you get Battle Fury, we're gonna get a bunch of items. It's gonna be great.
So what's like your ideal 6 slot in this? I mean, obviously, it's game dependent, but what is like a planned 6 slot that you would be happy with on a Battle Fury Monkey King?
Yeah, so basically, I mean, start out, of course, like I said, Treads Battle Fury, Orb of Venom is normally where I start out. Sometimes
no
Treads
Aki?
Battle... no, fuck that, dude. What's the point of an Aki?
What
does that item even do for me?
I was just wondering.
Well, I was just talking about how you need all these crazy items that like fulfill your special niche roles, right? And so if I get an Aquila, what niche role is that giving me? What issue does Aquila solve?
Nothing. Well,
it doesn't
he needs a little bit of mana.
He has a fucking perseverance inside.
I know.
Inside of his
Okay. All right. I get it. Okay. Let's move on. We're not buying Aki.
Yeah.
What other items are we not buying?
We're not buying fucking wands. We're not buying a raindrop. We're not buying a fucking medallion. We're not buying shit until we get Battle Fury. Battle Fury gives us everything we need. Monkey King can heal up during fights pretty well, but he needs a little bit of passive regen for when he's jungling. And the mana regen is basically solved by getting your perseverance very early on. So like the main goal that you have, and you don't get the treads just for tread swapping or whatever. It also gives you a ton of health, and you need the attack speed because at level 10 you get the evasion talent, not the attack speed talent that you used to get. But yeah, so basically the way you play it, and this is how you're going to get to that 6th slot, is you play it more or less like your anti-mage, only your blink is very interesting. Instead of just, press W, click somewhere, you press W, click on a tree, press E, click down, jump over, press W, click on another tree that's right next to a creep camp. Instead of like jumping down or, like leaping, to a different place, you wait the 3 seconds and then you just like hop down slowly. So you have to do this really interesting kind of like, okay, do I want to use my, what is that? What's the fucking leap called? You play Monkey King, you know this. The Primal Spring. Yeah, Prancing Prowl. Yeah, so when you use Prancing Prowl off of your Tree Tango, you need like that's your really long, like that's almost double the length of a blink. So like let's say you're in the dire jungle or something, and you do the ancients and then that medium camp, and then you press W and then you wait a couple seconds and then you just hop down, you kill that hard camp, and then let's say you don't want to even fuck with that and then you kill that medium camp, and after you kill the medium camp that's kind of close to the dire safely and easy camp, you're gonna go up to the rune, and then you want to do the longest fucking jump of your life. So you jump to like these halfway trees in between, and then you press E and then you click down, and that's the length of like 2 blinks that you did with just like 1 skill. So you need to use your tree dance and your primal springs as efficiently as possible to move around the jungle at as close to an anti-mage's speed as you can get, and you can pretty much get there. And then also you can stack camps with Boundless Strike. Just the stun is 1.6 seconds, so instead of doing it at like 53, do it at like a bit before 52, then throw your Boundless Strike if a camp is like about to respawn, and then the creeps will run to you and that'll stack. It's like really good shit. Like, you hear a farm is super fucking fast. But yeah, so you just get the Battle Fury up, and then next you want something what I think of as it gives you a bit of something for some tank and something to give you some grip. Not necessarily catch, but grip is a term that I use when I played World of Warcraft, and it's like, yeah, you can get to someone, but can you hold on to them? So you want something that lets you like keep someone within your clutches or whatever. So I get either Echo Saber or S&Y. Echo Saber, the cheaper alternative. S&Y when you're doing a little bit better. S&Y also gives you armor, which is something that Monkey King like very sorely needs. And enough like, and the main proc is very good, helpful for man fighting, and you can get around so easily. You're not quite as dependent upon the tree dances for your mobility. You can actually like move around in a fight, and it just makes you thicker. It's pretty solid. Echo Saber is also obviously very good. The double hits are great, but just like being slow is just kind of not ideal as Monkey King. He's really not that fast a hero, especially if you don't have the phase boots. But you just can't go phase boots because they fucking suck. Both of them tank you up a little bit. The Echo Saber tanks you up less, but it's cheaper. And double hits on your ulti are obviously very good, and so is the maim. So I think they're both very good, but it's where you go after that that's kind of what makes the decision for you. After that item, you need your damage item, because I know in your head you say Monkey King does a lot of damage, but it's really not that high until you get a bunch of items in him. Like even Jingu Mastery, if you think about it, it's after 4 attacks, your next 4 hits do 150 bonus damage. So effectively, only half of your hits are getting that bonus. Yeah, it's amplified a bit if one of them is a Boundless Strike, but at like optimal efficiency, if you get all 4 of your Jingus off, that's 8 attacks. It's like fucking 10 out of 10. You got 8 attacks off. In total, overall, it gave you plus 75 damage, which is just like Shadow Fiend. Only you got 8 hits off. If you only get 6 hits off, that's what you only get a third of that. So that's only 50 damage for all your shit. Like that's not, or so yeah. So that's. Yeah, okay, so that's like it only gave 50 damage for 4 skill points. That's like not very attractive. And the hero itself, you'll do like 120 damage or something plus the 70 or whatever that you're gonna get from your averaged out Jingu Mastery, and it's really not a lot of damage. So you need like a hard fucking like real damage item. And your 2 options are there's Desolator, which is the ideal, and that's just like to fucking kill people. And then if you need interrupts or if you're dealing with people with evasion, you go the Monkey King bar. You cannot get both of these items. You can't just go 2 fucking pure right click items. That's just not going to work out. So the 2 builds that I normally like are S&Y Deso. That just, you hold on to them. It's more push oriented. If you're doing well, you get the S&Y, and then the Deso helps you end the game. S&Y is also expensive. Deso is a little bit cheaper. They balance each other out very well. Or I like the Echo MKB, and that way, like, if you have the Echo Saber, you're going to have a double chance for the little mini bash, which is very disruptive in a fight. It also just like for interrupting, like I was fucking chronoed once, and I interrupted a CM and a Witch Doctor ulti at the same time, like while I was in chrono, and killed them, and it was like the fucking coolest thing that's ever happened in my life. Also, if your team is just like low on stuns and interrupts and that sort of thing, the MKB is very good. And also, it goes through armor. The little mini bash that it does is 135. It's 135, right? No, 160 magic damage, which is obviously really good. So you just decide between those two. It's either Echo MKB or SNY Deso. If you're doing really, really badly and really poor and do need the minus armor, Echo Deso is fine. It's just kind of non-ideal. And then after that, you just go for BKB because you're going to need that. And then after that, you go for either an AC or Butterfly, whether you need armor for your whole team or if the physical damage you think can be dealt with by evasion, and that's pretty much fine. Also, to deal with your incredibly low armor, just sit inside of your Wukong's command. And if you are pretty good at doing that, you have an extra 20 armor, which is absurd. Like, I was playing Jug and I Omni Slashed a fucking Monkey King and Wukong's, and like, he didn't take damage. He just didn't. And I just fucking died afterwards. It was insane. But yeah, that's basically your ideal for 6 slot. You want your treads, Battle Fury, whatever catch item you want, whether it's Echo or SNY, whatever damage item you want, whether it's MKB or Deso. And then you want your BKB, and then you want, AC or Butterfly or something. And you can replace the SNY and the Echo later on if you want with like Scotty or Divine Rapier is always good. Sheepstick is honestly fine. Abyssal is good too. Sheepstick, I don't really know why I said that, if I'm being honest. I think Abyssal is like pretty solid to go. Even though your ulti can't bash, it's still good to fucking bash people.
Yeah, also hero, BKB piercing basically. Stuff is nice.
Yeah. But yeah, and then talent wise, like you get the evasion talent just because your hero dies and to physical damage, so evasion is very good. At level 15, you don't get the 75 Jingu Mastery. That talent fucking sucks. Once you're a core, your damage is going to be coming from that damage item that you're going to be getting, not from fucking like after 4 attacks, I get plus 75 damage and like fucking whatever. 275 health. That's a lot of health, Sam.
It is.
Do you know how much that is?
It's a whole bunch.
Almost as 30 10s.
30 10s.
30 10s.
300?
Never forget the fucking Spartans, dude.
It's 3 bills. All right.
Three big old bills.
All right. So I'm gonna be playing Lich with you on the Monkey King.
Oh wait, at level 20 you get 40 damage because you need 40 damage, and then at 25 you get 100% Boundless Strike crit, and then you spend the entire game waiting for the opportunity to like one-shot their entire team and buy Divine Rapier and do that. And that's sometimes how you have to win a game of Dota 2. Anyway,
also,
so you were saying.
Well, also on that note, one of the funniest things I've seen is that I saw somebody play Monkey King Core against a Visage, and the birds die literally every time they're up. Oh man, what a counter.
Hilarious. Yeah.
What a counter.
I played a game with Monkey King just before I went to eat dinner, and Flub was in it. And I was using one of my weird names, so he didn't know me. And I was like, I hope I don't fucking embarrass myself. But we won, and I played great. I was fucking like, it was 8-2 and 11 or something, and the last death is, the tower divey shit. Once the throne is, gotten and shit. But it was a good game, and Flub played pretty well too. And that was fun.
I hope so.
Yeah, so shout out to Flubbers, because he won me a game of Dota 2.
All right, so I'm going to be playing Lich, and I'm mostly just playing Lich because we saw a ton of Lich at the tournament, and we kind of crap talk Lich constantly on this show. It's kind of like
I don't crap talk him, I just identify where he fits in a draft. Yeah,
well, some people would say that is one and the same. But
no,
so we want to kind of explore.
You got to know.
We want to kind of explore Lich as, kind of a 4, kind of a 5. And
it's like a kind of performatory exploration of like the identity of a Lich and how he kind of exists in this space known as Dota 2.
Uh-huh. More importantly, I just kind of want to play a nice easy hero because I've been playing Dota while sick and it is not good. I played a Monkey King Core game and because I was like, I want to try out this Battle Fury build. And A, I didn't really remember exactly what the build was, and B, I was like,
again?
No, I didn't go phase boots, but I did build an Aki.
Fuck.
And I just it was just terrible. It was just terrible.
Yeah. Well,
I was like, man, I need to play some easier heroes. Like today, I played Dazzle.
Sorry, I keep interrupting you, but I did say before that I was like 6-0 on the Monkey King. It never loses. I also was playing sick Dota yesterday. I feel much better today. And this was like first games of Dota after taking like, a week and a half break for TI and then coming back and being sick and all that shit. And I lost my first Monkey King game and I felt like shit. And then I won a Lich game because we had a brood mid and I doubled down on it because I was like, fuck it, I'm Lich. We have a brood mid. Like, go for it.
Yeah, won that game.
Then I played another Monkey King core game, feeling good. Lost that one too. But now we're winning Monkey King again. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. So Lich is not anything revolutionary. But
yeah,
he
it
is just
There's crazy shit going on. Talk about it.
Well, I mean, he wins multiple lanes for you, which is the.
That's not
big
what he does.
Thing. Yeah, he does.
What the fuck?
He wins one lane for you.
He wins. You go dual mid with him now, and you fucking play that dual mid meta. We talked about this.
Oh my god, is this gonna be me complaining about the dual mid meta and my hatred of it?
This is literally why people play Lich. So I know. I addressed this, so I'm assuming that was your plan. I don't want you to complain about it. I just want you to explain it.
I complain about it as a mid player myself, not as the person who's going to be picking Lich in like the next 15 minutes. Right. But yeah, Lich enables the dual mid meta because nowadays mid you have that extra creep, right? So because there's an extra creep, that means you can supplement an extra hero in mid a bit better, right? We used to have the mid where it's a 1v1 with a lot of roamers coming in every once in a while and being annoying. But at TI, saw it move more towards just like a hero sitting there the entire time.
Yeah.
Well, because you can...
It's not only that it like enables it, but like because mid is so much more important because there's more farm there, like you're more incentivized to just like fuck up the enemy mid, right? Like, yeah, they're like not only can you, I mean, I was just about to repeat myself, but yeah, not only can you support the extra hero there, but if they do put the extra hero there and you don't, then like they get 100% of their mid lane, which is worth more than any other lane now.
Yeah. And then you end up getting a ton of XP because you're Lich and you're getting all that sacrifice XP. And then you can rotate around and their supports might be level 3 or 4 and you're level 6 or 7 and you just like run down lanes and punch people to death.
Yeah,
Lich team fight well.
Puncher though. Yeah, he's got a decent team fight.
And armor is good.
Yeah, armor's decent. And then, I mean, the things that he does, like a lot of the heroes that people were playing, like there's no talking about what a 5 does in a vacuum. We're talking what a 4 or a 3 does in a vacuum. And Lich is very well suited to the kinds of 5s and 4s that we were seeing coming out of TI. I think that was a tournament, right?
That was, yes. Yes, yeah, okay, TI, aka the International.
Okay, yeah. So you had he doesn't fit that well with like Lich, or rather with Night Stalker, but with the heroes like it's like the most popular 3s and 4s. We have Bat Rider, Sand King, Earth Shaker, Night Stalker, Nyx Assassin, Earth Spirit. So all of those heroes provide either like fantastic lockdown in an AoE fashion, fantastic like single target lockdown. And initiation, or just like some combination of shit like that. So if you aren't picking like the Disruptor or the Shadow Shaman as your 5, you need to be getting your lockdown from somewhere else. Ideally, you'll get some save from your 5, or you'll get something else like very, very helpful to enable your other heroes to actually like use the tools that you are investing in them. But like if your 5 isn't going to have something like that, then if your 3 and 4 also don't provide it, then you're just kind of fucked. So because you can run a hero like Earth Spirit, who provides you a fucking Lincoln's Piercing AoE silence, a Lincoln's Piercing AoE stun, a fucking team fight ulti, well, relatively team fight ulti, and like a soft initiation tool for the laning phase. Like if your 4 can provide you all those things, you can pick Lich that just like doesn't do anything necessary for your team, is something of a do nothing hero, but everything that Lich does do, all that auxiliary shit that you don't need, is like you can take full advantage of it because you're not reaping any of the disadvantages that come with having a 5 that doesn't provide anything necessary. Because there are these heroes, and then like Earthshaker has 3 fucking stuns and an AoE teamfight ulti. Sand King, Gap Closer, Can Farm, AoE stun, teamfight ulti. Like if you have a couple of these heroes, you have the tools to make up for your Lich not having like a disruptor ulti or a stun. Or just like. Or a Shadow Shaman Hex, or Shackles or whatever, or you don't have a Bane Fiend's Grip or whatever. Like it's fine if you don't have that shit because you have fucking like Earth Shaker and Earth Spirit on your team. Like what a fucking wild combination of heroes. Or you have fucking like if you have Bat Rider to get your single target like your pick off thing, and then you have Nyx Assassin to like counter initiate with an AoE stun, or you just have like the Fissure behind the Bat Rider. Like any kind of combination of these heroes you have. Lich can fit in perfectly. It gets a little dangerous when you have like Nature's Prophet was very common. I actually want to see how much Prophet won with Lich. on his team. I feel like Liquid fucking did it, but they had Slardar. Yeah, so Team Liquid won with Nature's Prophet Lich, but they had that Slardar Nyx, Slardar Lifestealer. I wanted to say Nyx and Troll Warlord composition. So like they made up for the fact that they didn't have a lot of lockdown with just like playing a really high tempo, where Slardar, has a very short duration stun that's not very big, but it's like every 7 seconds. And if we play a really fast team that's like coming at you 24/7, which we can get to that timing pretty well with Lich, then we can just play almost purely to our Slardar's like Blink Crush timings. Like that shit is super cool. But yeah, like you need to be very careful. Liquid, another Nature's Prophet game they played, they have a Slardar that's a Nature's Prophet game, not a Lich. Anyway, yeah, it's difficult though when you have a Lich and you have an offlaner that doesn't do one of those things, and a 4 that also doesn't do, or a 4 that doesn't do one of those things. Like LFY, one of the games they lost to Liquid, they had a Lich. Their 4 was a Tusk though. Tusk has like some lockdown, just like not a ton. And their other cores were Bloodseeker, Terrorblade, and Puck. Like none of those have really, really hard lockdown. There's really nothing on this team that I can't just like manta out of, besides the short duration of a Walrus Punch. Like that's it. You need some kind of like longer disable thing. Like I can BKB TP out of anything that I see here except for Walrus Punch. Like it's dangerous. Dangerous to pick a Lich, Gotta be careful.
Yeah. All right, I'm glad we clarified why it's dangerous to pick Lich, because we definitely talked about it a lot. All right, I think we're gonna play our game, and then we'll come back and talk about the game, and when we're done with that,
hey, you know why these heroes are good together? Because Monkey King has no armor, and then Lich gives me armor. Okay.
All right, hello, everybody. We are back. We've just completed our game. We most certainly picked the 2 heroes that we talked about earlier, and it did not go as well as it could have gone. I think that's a safe, probably the most forgiving way we could describe it. How about that, Proud?
Sure, yeah, that works out.
You're doubling up, my good friend. Yeah, you're not. Never mind. That's my fault. Ignore this kind of recording, people.
Yeah, you're in Discord still.
So we played our game, and gosh, it was just a mess. So we lost. It was a 32-minute game. It was also, there's a 200-point spread. The enemy team had a 6,100 guy and a 5,500 guy.
We lost 10 MMR for this game, so that's kind of
context
how it worked out.
Yes. So team comps. The enemy team comp was an offlane Earthshaker, a mid lane that was basically a tri-lane from both teams. They ran Invoker, Disruptor, and Spirit Breaker, and they had a safe lane solo PA. And our team had a safe lane, effectively solo Monkey King, and we had again a mid, basically tri-lane of myself on Lich, a Queen of Pain, and a Slardar, and we had an off-lane solo Faceless Void. Yep. So, Proud, how did your lane go? Let's start off with that. Let's go from lane to lane to lane.
So it was a little bit weird because Slardar started top, and he started top specifically just to pull immediately, and then I was under tower with what was about 3 lanes accumulated up, or rather 3 waves, because you can't last hit under tower reliably without Quelling Blade, and I had just bought my Stout Shield, so I was like, all right, I need a little bit more than just this. So I dragged some creeps until I had money for my Quelling Blade, and then I managed to get it. And I was like, all right, now I can go under tower. And then a 3rd wave comes, and I'm like, this is gonna be rough. So I missed probably about a third of CS because I was still level 1 just under tower CSing. And that was very bad. That was in fact very bad. A lot less CS than I should have gotten very early on. Monkey King is way stronger than Earthshaker. The way that matchup's supposed to work out is I get a nice kind of lead, and then I just zone him out of the lane after that. And if he can still be in the lane, it's still a fine matchup for me. So I didn't get quite the lead that I was entitled to. Slardar just kind of screwed up the lane and then soaked some experience and left. And then after that, I skilled my W instead of my Q, which caused us to miss a kill earlier, which was very shitty. I'm not sure if I can chalk that up to my control key being broken, and I was trying to move my hands weirdly and I hit the wrong button, or if I just hit the wrong button by my own fuck up. But either way, that was a reason why a kill didn't happen. That made my lane a little less perfect than it ought to have been. And I mean, and after that, it was fine. Playing Monkey King against Earthshaker is actually super fun because you want to get up your Jingu stacks, right? But he can also stop you by getting his enchant totem, like Aftershock stun off. The Aftershock radius is 300, so is my auto attack. So he can pretty much get me right as my auto attack starts. He can hit his W and he can like get me. Basically, I'll get my auto attack off, then he'll stun me, and then he'll hit me with his totem and then walk away, and he comes out ahead in the exchange. So what I do instead is I just walk up to him, I start my swing, and as soon as he's almost done with his animation, I back up just one step, and all I have to do is be like one unit of radius back from him, and he'll miss his stun on me. So like I just kept doing that, made him keep wasting his enchant totems, and either you last hit this like range creep or you hit me. And as soon as he looks like he's going for the range creep, I'll aggro on him. As soon as he looks like he's going for me, I'll deny from him and shit. It was very easy to beat him. It's just the fucking shit that fucked up early in the lane was like non-ideal, and we never really recovered from that, seems like.
Yeah, so mid was just a complete battle from start to finish.
I'm kind of watching this a little bit.
Yeah, so basically it was just like two supports and a mid versus two supports and a mid. The thing is, Spearbreaker is just a very better Slardar in the early game, right? Like Slardar's advantage in a comp is like, oh well, he hits 6 and then he gives you what's it called? Amp damage
or whatever, corrosive haze. And also he's a blink initiator rather than a run at you very quickly initiator. But early game, that's the thing.
Yeah, and like Disruptor is more effective than Lich for the first couple waves, right? Lich's advantage is less in fighting and more in a passive, like the enemy gets less than your mid. Like it's good in 2v2s where either it's fairly passive and you can just harass casually, or it's in situations where it's like it's a 1v1, but then you're taking creeps occasionally. In like an actual fighting instance, it's basically like Slardar is worse than Spearbreaker and Lich is worse than Disruptor, and Quap and Invoker are similarly ineffectual in the very early stages.
Quap is hella effectual. You can rescind that one. Invoker, sure, but Quap is like the best mid to have at a level like 1 and 2 fight.
Yes. Well, she did not show that talent, I'll say.
Well, no, she fucking cleaned up this fight, and then she got bashed into a tower and took 3 tower hits.
Yeah,
she fucking did great.
The fight you're talking about was because Slardar did not come immediately. He waited and he pussyfooted around the situation.
That has nothing to do with Quap not being a fucking awesome hero.
Yeah, well, okay, but later on in the laning phase, this Quap makes some choice, and by choice I mean some terrible decisions.
Yeah, some things go wrong, but I'm not gonna put that on my girl. She's incredible.
Oh god, I just hate Quap. All right.
She's fucking good. So get over it.
And so we lost that. We lost that a bit. And then they ended up having like a bunch of heroes that just were constantly active, and Earthshaker had a well-timed Blink Dagger at like 12:45-ish.
Yeah, and then he rotated.
And we had, and also the safe lane was a 1v1 PA Faceless. They both farmed, but PA outfarmed because eventually once mid was pretty won by the enemy team, they just rotated Spearbreaker down there, who was their 6100 player, and they just like won a bunch of team fights down there. So basically, like, we lost 2 of our lanes, and, like, you kind of sort of tied. Yeah. And it was just, like, an absolute massacre after that, because they had a bunch of heroes that were constantly active, and we had, like, a Lincoln's Void, and Monkey King going Battle Fury, and a mid Quap that built an Orchid in a game where there's no pickoff potential, because they're 5-manning. And it was just a mess. And like their Invoker farmed a bunch. And he was also like godly with Sunstrikes. I'll be honest. Like I was well impressed.
The Invoker Sunstrikes were fucking wild.
And like on top of that, like he was good at Sunstrike in the first place. Like he was clearly a very skilled Invoker player. And on top of that, he had so many amazing Sunstrike setup of things like Disruptors. Kinetic Field is really good at setting it up. And then the big thing that I saw in the mid game and the late game, or the quote unquote late game, the later stages of our 32-minute game, was Earthshaker would jump on somebody and like combo them, but without Echo Slam, but they'd get the Echo Slam damage off of the Sunstrike. So it was a nice synergy between those two heroes.
Get a substitution for the Echo Slam damage with the Sunstrike.
Exactly.
They had some pretty their ability to just kill some out of nowhere between like the blink with Earthshaker and then PA just being able to follow that up, and then you have a a Sunstrike that just like comes from the fucking heavens. In addition to that, like they had an absurd amount of pick off potential, and they were always kind of like as five. So it was always like they would pick off one of us, and then that would turn into like some kind of like 5-man event for them. It was pretty brutal, and we kind of didn't do anything the entire game.
Yeah, we just like anytime we tried to do things, it was like, all right, well, they have too many items and stuff because we didn't do things early enough. And really, it was just a mess, honestly. Like it was like one team was playing very coordinated Dota with a pretty linear team comp of like, oh, we run at you, and we had a pretty like weird team comp that just did not like.
I mean, our team comp was fine. We just didn't do anything. Like I don't think there's anything to it besides the fact that we did not fucking do a single thing. Like team comp goes so far, but if you literally just don't fucking do anything, you're gonna lose a game of Dota 2, no matter how you cut it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you just look at these two team comps, right? Their team comp is way more linear and easy to play.
Fucking Battle Fury, like.
Well, that's not the team comp, dude. Her item choices do not delineate between team comp.
PA is all you need to know in terms of team comp. It's not a very good team comp. It's got a PA in it. We have fucking like we have Chronosphere with Lich and Queen of Pain, and then also like Monkey King does good into Chronosphere. Like that's fine. But like at the very least, there should have been the opportunity to get like a decent team fight somewhere with like a Chronosphere into a Train Frost, or like just some amount of control into like the Monkey King ulti, or like just like there should have been some like there was definitely an opportunity. Like we at least have a timing where we play around our huge ultis, and if we don't do that, then like we didn't fucking do anything.
Yeah, I mean, my argument is less that our team comp is bad and more that their team comp is very linear, right? Literally all they do is run at people, right? It's a very simple strategy to follow and a very simple strategy to coordinate when you're in a pub game. Yeah, whereas our team comp requires like coordination of team fight ults and all these kind of small things, and you need to have vision to have those, which means you need to have the vision advantage.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not too bitter about losing this game, being that like we didn't even do the bare minimum. Like no matter what the MMR discrepancy was, I'm pretty sure we still would lose this game unless it was just like some stupid shitty game that like everyone fucking fumbled at each other until someone like managed to somersault into like the fucking winner's pin.
All I'm saying is I'd rather have their team comp than ours if I was in a pub game.
No disagreement, but I'm not upset that we lost this game because holy shit did we deserve to.
Yeah, I mean, we deserved to, yeah, but like if I was playing... Okay, I mean,
I get it. Their team is easier,
I get it that people didn't
and
do
I don't want to
but...
complain about the fact that we lost because their team is just easier than ours.
I mean, but you're complaining about the people, right? Rather than the game of Dota 2.
All I'm saying is we had ability to make moves and we absolutely did not, and that's a big reason why we lost.
Okay,
in addition to the massive skill gap, but like I'm just saying, we had the like, if we were remotely like decent at playing remotely together, we definitely could have made the game a lot more competitive. But the team literally did not do a single fucking thing. Like literally once did we ever do anything together.
I guess so. With that in mind, then listeners, if you're ever playing this exact team comp with this exact people, then that's how you know your problem is. Not like any of the wider implications of picking team comps in Dota 2.
Sometimes, team comp is like a lot to do with it, but I mean, sometimes if you just like if you kill people, you can overcome. Like if you get a good team fight, fucking kill some humans, do anything like get a smoke pick off, like that's ways you comes back. But if you don't do anything, you lose fucking Dota 2. This is how it happens.
Yep. Yeah, so like, I mean, I honestly don't have that much to say other than what we've said. Like, I mean, I did pretty linear things. Like, I built a early mech. I went like Tranquils, Windlace, mech. Because I was like, oh, we're getting run at. Like, we need a mech. Like, everybody has low HP. We're all dying.
Yeah, I guess so.
I was going to build a force staff.
Don't go mech, but I can see if we're just like getting pooped on, that's like a pretty good idea.
And it's fairly common on Lich, but
not from anyone that's playing at the International.
Okay, well, a lot of people in 5K Plus do it, and this is a pub game, not the International.
This is fucking TI. I'm not interested in what fucking Johnny Two Dicks does on his fucking Lich in the middle of his 5.1K pubs.
Well, 6,500 MMR pubs here that I'm looking at. Plenty of Lich, dude. People want to know about pub Dota, dude. People don't want to know, like Kuroki's not tuning in to listen to us to be like, hey, what should I build in TI8?
I know Kuroki's not, but like, I mean, we're talking about the Lich is coming out of this TI meta shit, right?
Yeah, but we're playing it in pubs, dude.
Okay, well, we should be doing the pub meta then. Why have we even talked about TI this entire episode?
Oh my god, people build Glimmer Cape. That too.
Yeah,
like,
Glimmercape's mad good.
there is no good alternative to mechanism in this game. Like Glimmercape would not have changed things.
I agree. Fucking Mech is probably the item to go this game. I definitely don't disagree with that. I'm just interested.
Is there
in
anything
what
you would have changed?
I probably would have just told the slider to like not come top. Period. It's really difficult to actually communicate with pubs and to like really get what you want to happen to actually happen. But I mean, I've had pretty good success with actually doing that lately. Like I played a Lycan game earlier. I didn't know if I was going to play Lycan, but I just told our team to just like aggro because we had like a shitty offlaner and there was no way we were going to win the game if it was like a coordinated game of Dota. So I was like, fuck it. Can you guys just go aggro and let me solo safe lane? Because we're not going to win with a fucking Pugna like solo offlane. And then it worked. They did what we needed to do and we won like very quickly because, you know, doing weird shit is good. So I should have just told the Slardar to like, you know, roam off lane or something at level 1 and just give me my good matchup. But beyond that, I mean, I would have done the same. I would have suggested we smoke earlier or just tried to like, you know, make sure that we did something. I was just like I got my Battle Fury late and then I was just kind of focused on like getting farmed up. And I mentioned once or twice that we should do something, but I didn't really hammer it home. So, I mean, that's, you know, kind of how that one happened. But yeah, that's really the only thing I would change. Maybe rotating a bit sooner, like when I rotated when they were killing PA. Like even after like we had 4 people like grouped up and I TP'd in and we killed Phantom Assassin, and then everyone just kind of like dispersed and we didn't push or anything. It was just like, what am I doing in this fucking game? What's going on? It's just
yeah. That was the game was definitely like a haze of mistakes and just like miserable stuff.
Yeah.
So let's close it out as I attempt to.
Sure.
So you can follow us on Twitter. I'm at Ursinity. Proud is at Proud Dota. Our show is at .p_show. You can catch everything that we do in all podcast apps and also defensethepations.com. You can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/defensethepations, where you can give me money so that I can buy copious amounts of Robitussin so that I can podcast like this. You can find our Discord, discord.gg/.p. Our in-houses are starting back up, I believe, in like 3 weeks, give or take. I don't know if anything's finalized yet, but I believe in the next 3 to 4 weeks, there will be back up, and there will be announcements, of course, about all that. I think we've got some exciting new stuff planned for next season. What else? iTunes reviews, we appreciate those. It's the easiest way to support us.
Yeah.
You can, iTunes reviews. I don't know. There's probably other things. youtube.com/.btv1. Proud recorded his game. That game will be up there. I did not record this time because A, I'm playing Lich, and B, I'm just like coughing and hacking the entire time, so it's not very fun to listen to.
Right.
And that's about it, I think, for plugs. I probably missed something, but that's okay. So remember, if it has been our theory, but if you lose, blame somebody. Blame your enemy's Slardar.
If it has been our theory, then that was a good start to a sentence.
All right, I'm trying to like.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
trying
you're
to fight
sick
through.
And you're like, yeah, and you're really trying to get a sentence out here, and it's not really working out in your favor. I'm gonna keep kind of recording,
especially when you derail me. What? I thought I ended it. Okay, it's been our theory,
go again.
And blame the enemy's Spirit Breaker because he's really good.
Well, it was the Invoker that was good. The Spirit Breaker is just a good hero. Do you want to take another pass at that?
The Spirit Breaker was good too, dude. No,
okay, it's hard to tell when a Spirit Breaker
is way better than the Invoker. He was in all the right places at all the right times. Like his aggression was wild.
All right, here we go, Sam. Anytime now.